Can you try to join again? Hello everyone, welcome to the first session of Gramfun. Ms. Passant, I think you're gonna start, but we just have 1 minute. Ms. Passant, are you going to start, right? Okay, just 1 minute and we will start. Yes, Ms. Badreya, the code is here on the screen. Can you see the code? Yes, Ms. Omnia, I know that you have Super Mario screen. This is my presentation. Can you just Ms. Badreya, can you please write the code? Hit the code. Type the code. It's on the screen, my screen. Can you see it?
Dr. Heba, I think we should start, but before we start, I'd like to present you to the attendees.
Okay.
Okay. It's now 7:30.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Hello, everyone. Let's meet our instructor, the amazing Dr. Heba Osman. She's teaching applied linguistics and English as a second language for more than 25 years. She holds a master's degree in applied linguistics, and she has completed her PhD in the same field. TESOL and TEFL certified. She has taught in different universities, colleges, private institutes, and international schools. For example, the ACU School of Continuous Education, the FUE, and last but not least, Faculty of Women. She is also a Nile TESOL committee member and a certified teacher trainer who trained countless teachers to work effectively with language learners. Let's welcome her in the chat box. I'm sure you're going to enjoy every single minute in her session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Passant, for this nice and lovely introduction. Um, Now, guys, can you please join the presentation? I have only 15 students, and I think here we have around like 30 participants. So we have 15 participants. So please, can you join the link again? I'm gonna write the link here. For those who joined late. So it's joinpd.com, and here is the join code. So would you please join the presentation? We have some activities, some questions, and you have to be in to join the activities and questions. I'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes, then I'm gonna start. Yes, the code is on the screen. We're now 19. Okay, guys, I hope you can join the presentation, please. You cannot find the screen? What do you mean? I'm sorry. You cannot see my screen? Miss Intisar, you're saying I cannot find the screen. Okay, so in case you join at any time using joinpd.com, you will find the code here on the top right. So at any time you join, you will find the code here. Okay, so welcome to our first session in the course, in our course Gramfun. I hope you enjoy the course and get the best benefit of it, inshallah. So let me start by asking you this question. Um, which picture that best represents your feelings about online learning? Guys, can you see the blue like dot you have, or a blue circle you have at your screen? Hello, can you see the blue dot? Move it to the picture that best represents your feelings about online learning, and be honest. Mm-hmm. Well, I can see that the majority the majority went for 11. We have only one person who loves online learning, right? Two, but the majority actually went for number 11. Well, so this means that you are not comfortable with online learning, right? You want to go back again to on-site learning. Okay. So I can see that the majority actually don't feel comfortable, and hopefully, inshallah, we can return again to on site, and we will be with our students, whether in schools or universities. Hopefully, inshallah, as soon as possible. Okay. Uh, so as you know, the name of our course is Gram Fun, right? And now I want to know your expectations about the course. So if we imagine that Gram Fun is an acronym, so G stands for like great or whatever, R stands for something else, right? Try to write your expectations about the course. I mean, G stands for what for you? R stands for what for you? Try to think. So let's start with G. Can you write or type? You can type. I mean, you can type or draw. You can type or draw. Can't you do it? Hmm. Is it difficult for you to do this? Okay, that's good. How? What do you mean by how? Where is the H? I'm asking about G. G stands for what for you? Great. Okay, this is one thing. G stands for what? Games. Okay, that's good. G stands for what for you? Grammar. Okay. Hmm. What does R stand for? R stands for, I'll just wait for you to finish your expectations because this is really very important for me. Guys, can you please share with us your expectations? Games, okay. Fun, this is for F. M, mun, what's mun? What's mun? Okay, what about A? A stands for, A stands for what? Ability. Okay. Games. So I think that the majority agree on games. R stands for respect. Okay. Ready. Mm-hmm. So I have activities. Okay. Understanding, function, meaning, rules, function, understanding. Some of you actually didn't answer. Fun, games, useful, applications, reaction or react, ready for new things, amazing, unique ideas, great, aims, meaning, funny, aspects, ready, useful, okay, rapport, activities. Okay, thank you. Inshallah, we can, or the course, inshallah, can meet your expectations. So let me start by asking you the usual question that we always ask our students: what is grammar? What is grammar? So guys, you have a slide. Please write a very short definition of grammar. Very short definition of grammar. I'm not asking for a dictionary definition. It's just what's grammar for you. So what is grammar? Learning how to structure a set of rules, how to make question, rules we can follow, tenses, how to study English, some language rules, structural way to express ourselves, how to make sentences, structure, rules. What else? Rules. So again, all of you agree that grammar has to do with rules. Learning how to speak correctly. That's good. How to make sentences. Okay. So I guess again that the majority description, grammar, rules of language governing the sounds, words, sentences, other elements. Yes, I'm waiting for the person who's writing this definition. Other elements as what? I'm waiting. Guys, can you see the screen? Can you see your answers? Right? Grammar rules. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for you to complete your definition. Set of rules that explain how words are used in language, whole system and structure of language or language in general. Yes, consisting of syntax, morphology, sometime what is this? Including inflections. This is this is copy and paste from a dictionary, right? This definition. Did you Google it? The one who wrote consisting of syntax, morphology, including inflections. I think you Google it right now, right? Because this is a dictionary definition. Okay, so as you see, grammar is generally thought to be a set of rules specifying the correct ordering of words at the sentence level. Another definition for grammar is it's a description of the rules that govern how a language's sentences are formed. Okay, but is it? I mean, does grammar have to do only with rules? Does it have to do only with forms? Or we may add something like phonetics, as some of you said, semantics, morphology, and phonetics. So when we study grammar, do we study phonetics? Do we study sounds? What do you think? Chat box, please. Do you study phonetics? Do you study sounds? Guys, do we study sounds? Some of you said yes, right. And do we study semantics, meaning of words? Do we study meaning of words? Again, yes. Do we study morphology, like the forms of sentences? Definitely. What about pragmatics, the function of words in language? Do we study functions of words? Definitely yes, right? So grammar has to do with all these things together. It's a mixture, not only structure or how words form phrases and how phrases form clauses and how clauses form sentences, and then we stop. No, we have to go beyond this. We have, yes, it's a mixture or a combination between them, exactly. So we have to go beyond this. So this leads us to talk about the idea of teaching grammar. Meaning, we use grammar to communicate with other people. We teach our students that grammar is not only about rules that you have to memorize, but it's about also communication. You need to communicate with your students. You need to teach them that grammar is a kind of interaction, right, between the teacher and the student, between students themselves, and so on. A more recent view of grammar, or a more recent view, considers grammar as a skill, right? And Larson Freeman, the first one who used the term in her book, she said that grammar can be considered like the fifth skill. We have, how many skills do we have in language? How many skills do we have? How many skills do we have in language? We have 4, right? Yes. What are they? What are they? We have receptive skills and we have writing. Okay. Writing, speaking, definitely. Listening, yes. And reading, definitely. So she believes that grammar is the 5th skill, right? And she talks about something called grammaring. Did you hear about this this term before, grammaring? Guys, do you know what is grammaring? Okay, Dalia, can you write in chat box, please? What is grammaring? You said yes. So what is it? Okay. So grammaring refers to the process by which language learners use grammar to create messages through grammatical or adding grammar. Grammar is a dynamic process, right? It's not the idea of rules, as we said, but it's the idea of communication. This is what we mean by grammar, right? So this is very important. This is what you have to teach your students when you start talking about grammar. It's not the idea of rules again, but it's the idea of communication, the idea of interaction, the idea of contextualizing grammar. So let's talk about our what are sorry, the sound's not clear, guys. You can't hear me. Hello, the voice is lagging. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, is it better now? Okay, so let's talk about our dear teachers. What are the challenges that face you while teaching grammar? What are the challenges that face you while teaching grammar? So let's start by choosing one of the three comics here. Is it one, two, or three? Which one of them? Guys, can you tell me? Hello? Which one of the three comics here? Guys, can you type in the chat box? Is it one, two, or three? Two. Okay. Two. Two. One. Okay. Okay. So you you suffer from correction. You have, it seems that you have like hell of corrections. Okay. But don't you suffer from the students telling you all the time, I hate grammar? I hate grammar? Okay, but the majority went for two. Okay, so tell me about your own. Now, write two challenges you face while teaching grammar. Guys, use the peer deck now and write two challenges you face when teaching grammar. Use please the peer deck. Use your screen and write two challenges you face while teaching grammar. Those who join presentation, please. Those who join presentation, please use. Guys, can you see my screen? I have only two. Yes, go on. Write your challenges, please, here, so that we can all see the challenges. Please, Miss Amani, Miss Marwa, Miss Saida, use peer deck. Use the presentation and write your challenges. I need two. You can type, by the way. You don't have to draw. I mean, you can type. choosing the right context. Okay. Formation of each sentence, keywords of each tense. This is your issues, not the student's issues, right? This is your uh, problems, not the students. I'm talking about you, not the students. A lot of tenses, students forgot them. Okay, I can write on the app. Why, Miss Dalia? Why you cannot write? Okay, if you cannot write, you can use the chat box. But I think many of you actually started writing a lot of tenses, language. Okay. Ask students to make sentences. They do not get the idea. What about this one? Can you see the screen? What about this challenge? Have you ever faced such a challenge in class? Have you ever faced such a challenge in class? Look at the comic here and tell me. Yes or no? Yes. Yes. Who else? Who else faced this before? Okay. Salma, Heba, Sranya, a lot of you. So, who can tell me what would you do if you faced such a challenge? What would you do? Raise your hand, please, and you can talk. Raise your hand and tell me, what can you do in such a situation? What can you do? Nothing? Raise your hands if you know the answer. Maybe you can tell us something that we don't know that we can make use of. What can we do? So those who said yes, like for example, Ms. Dalia. Ms. Dalia, can you unmute please yourself? Ms. Dalia? Ms. Dalia, can you unmute
Yes, my
yourself?
dear, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
I'm here.
So,
Do you
okay.
mean by the screen that the girl doesn't understand the usage of I and you? Yes, I got it.
Well, the girl is saying if I is the pronoun, what is you? So the teacher answered I is the teacher. So what happened here? What is the challenge that we have here?
The teacher answered wrongly. Wrongly. She has to say I am the teacher.
So yes, so the teacher exactly. So the teacher is confused because of the numerous questions the students keep asking
Asking.
her. Yes. So this is
Yes,
this is this
some,
is my question. This is my
yeah.
question. Have you ever faced such a challenging class that you explained a lot in different ways, and the students kept asking you again, and then all of a sudden you are confused, and then
And I
you
made a
answered
mistake.
correctly.
No,
Yes,
alhamdulillah.
yes. So how
Alhamdulillah. I didn't.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So that was my question. How would you face this?
First of all,
Yes.
the teachers control. They have to ask one by one. Why the class is messy and they are asking a lot of questions
So now,
to the
so
extent
now,
you make a mistake.
okay. So now you believe that this is the teachers. You believe that this is the teacher's mistake. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In my point of view, it's the teacher's mistake that she doesn't control them.
Okay. What about who said again? Yes, Miss Heba, Miss Heba Rizk. You're saying give them more examples. What do you mean by say give them more examples? Miss Heba, can you unmute please? Miss Heba? I will say that I
Yes,
made a mistake. This is Mrs. Intisar.
yes, hello.
Yes, Miss Heba.
Yes,
Hello. Can you tell me? Can you
yes,
tell me?
yes. The teacher must give more examples to show students the different pronouns and how to use them so that they can make sentences themselves, to give them models of examples. Yeah.
The idea here that the teacher herself made a mistake. The
Yes,
teacher,
she explained them, but some students couldn't get the correct use of them. So she must
okay,
give more examples to explain. I think
okay,
so.
thank you. Okay, thank you, Miss Heba. And Miss Intar is saying, I will say that I made a mistake. Who can correct me? Well, this is a good tip that you tell them. Well, I meant to make a mistake. Who can correct me? Okay. Well, we have a lot of challenges and a lot of recommendations, but inshallah, we're going to talk about them in detail the coming session. Now, what about the students? What about the students themselves? We talk about teachers, challenges that teachers face. What about the students themselves? So, guys, you're going to watch a video, right? You have three scenarios, and the student selected a certain scenario. So you have to tell me which scenario did he select, 1, 2, or 3. We have 3 scenarios, and why did he select, right? So you're going to watch a video and you're going to answer. How many scenarios are you going to watch? How many scenarios are you going to watch? Guys, how many scenarios are you going to watch in the video? Hello? 3. Yes. And you tell me yes or no. Are you going to tell me which scenario is better for you? Are you going to tell me which scenario is better for you? No, not better for you. It's better for the student. You are not going to tell me which scenario is better for you, but which scenario is better for the student and why. Right? So we have a student here, and he is going to tell you about 3 scenarios, and you are going to tell me which scenario is better for him and why. Right? So let's watch the video.
There is a young man named Leo.
Is the sound clear? Is the sound of the video clear? Can you please confirm in the chat box? Okay.
Leo is sad because he has a problem. He cannot speak English. He wants to speak English naturally because he likes to travel and make new friends. That's why he decides to take a language class. First, Leo goes to a traditional language class. The teacher writes the present simple on the board and begins to explain grammar rules. Then, the teacher tells the students to do grammar exercises. Leo does not like this class because he cannot understand the rules. He says, I don't want to learn rules. I just want to speak English naturally. Then, Leo goes to another class. The teacher divides the students into small groups and tells them to practice dialogues from their textbooks. They all begin repeating lines from their textbooks like little parrots. They repeat greetings such as, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? Leo does not like this class because it's simply boring. He says, I don't want to repeat dialogues. I just want to speak English naturally. Finally, Leo goes to a TPR storytelling class. This class is different from other classes. First, the teacher writes some words, phrases on the board, such as get lost, stalk her, piss off, a klutz, pig out, need R&R with their translations, and then they do silly gestures to remember the words. The teacher repeats the words and the students repeat the gestures many times and laugh because the gestures are funny. Second, the teacher begins asking interesting and repetitive questions because he wants to create a story with his class by using the new words. They create a story about one of the students in class. Her name is Gloria. In the story, Gloria is the most beautiful woman in Spain, and many men want to marry her. 3 famous men come to her one by one, but they all fail. They cannot marry her. In the end, a handsome man marries Gloria. The story is so easy to understand and interesting that Leo temporarily forgets it is in English. Third, they read the extended reading of the story about Gloria. This time, the teacher asks fewer questions and they talk about verb endings such as ing, and ed and what they mean. They do this to learn grammar without rules. Leo simply loves this class because everything is understandable and super interesting. He's very happy because he finally begins to speak English
Okay, guys.
naturally.
So, which scenario did you prefer? Which scenario? First, second, or third? Which scenario? Can you please type in the chat box? Number 3, last one, third one definitely. Okay. Why did he prefer the third one? Why? Just write keywords. You don't have to explain. Why? Why the third one? Without rules. Understandable. Okay. What else? Charger. Okay. Interesting. More fun. Enthusiasm. Perfect. So this is actually what we want our students to think of. Yes, he learned by simulating. Yes, thank you, Ms. Umnaya. This is great. Creative. Yes. So here, what about the rules? Did he learn rules? Did he learn rules? No rules? Nothing? Yes, he learned rules, but naturally. Yes, he learned rules, but naturally, without actually telling him that you have to put ing here because it's embedded. Yes, it's hidden, as you said. It's included by practice. This is the idea. This is what we want our students to do, and this is what we want you as teachers to do with your students, right? So I think all of us as teachers would like our students to go out of our class and said, wow, it's a fantastic class, it's an amazing class. Why? Because he here, as Leo here, he learned the language naturally, not in a traditional way. This is the idea. Yes, thank you. So I think you got the message, right? Now let's move to 2 popular approaches to teach grammar in school. We have actually maybe we have other approaches, but these are the most famous 2 approaches. We have deductive approach and we have inductive approach. I think you heard about them before, right? Deductive and inductive approach, right? Did you hear about them before? Deductive and inductive approach? Yes. Only Miss Musa or the others? Yes. Only 2? No. Miss Saeed is saying no. It's okay. We're gonna learn now. Okay. Who else, guys? Tell me yes or no. Tell me yes or no. Did you know what's deductive and inductive approach? I heard about it, but I don't remember. Okay, I'll tell you. Let's look at these two examples. Let's look at these two examples and try to guess what's deductive and what's inductive. So let's look at the first example here. When you listen to a conversation, right? And in this conversation, you have like it's a conversation about adjectives, right? So students listen to the conversation first, and then you ask the students, and you may show them the conversation later on, and then you ask them to practice the conversation, and you ask them to show the difference between London and Paris. So the students are going to answer London is bigger than Paris and so on. So you try to get the rule. The students are trying to get the rule, right? For forming the comparative, either by adding ER or the other approach, the other way is to give them the rule. Like comparatives are adjectives which are formed by adding ER or more when we add ER, when it's one syllable adjective, when we add more, when we have like adjective that more than two syllables, and so on. So guys, these are two different approaches, right, to teach grammar. So what is the difference between them? Let's forget about inductive and deductive. What is the difference between these two approaches? Okay, let me ask you, let me put it differently. How would you, or which approach do you prefer? Which approach do you follow in your class? Write in the chat box. Is it one or two? Do you start by giving them a conversation or a movie or like a song or a short story or whatever, or you start by giving them the rule? Miss Intisar the first one, Miss Wala the first one, Miss Shayma the first one. One, the first one. That's good. So what is the difference now between the first one and the second one? Which one of them starts with general and moves to specific, and which starts with the specific and moves to general? The first one. Okay, but my question is, which one starts with specific and then moves to general? Inductive is general. Okay. Explain the grammar first. The first one moves from general to specific. Yes, this is good. So as you said here, the first one is inductive or deductive? The first one is inductive. Yes, the first one is inductive, and the second one is the deductive. So it's better, of course, it depends on your students, and it depends on the grade level, and it depends on many things, right? But it's better if you use the the inductive approach while teaching. So let's talk about advantages and disadvantages. So as we said here, the deductive approach starts with presentation of the rule, and then is followed by the example. So what is the advantage and the disadvantage of such approach? What are the advantages here? Now, does it have any advantage? No, I'm talking about it's dull. Okay. So you believe that it's dull? No, I'm talking about this, guys. I'm talking about the deductive. Okay. Boring for the students and for the teachers, of course. Okay. So a lot of disadvantages for this. Yes. Yes. Okay. So maybe it has some advantage, like it gets straight to the point. And it can be like time saving, right? But of course, it's boring, as you said, and it's teacher centered. You talk most of the time, right? And as you know, you have to reduce the TTT, or the teacher time talking. So no, don't use this approach. But again, it depends on you. It depends on your class. It depends you the age group you are teaching. Maybe it depends on the level of your students, right? What about the inductive? The inductive starts with the examples, and then the teachers guides the students in discovering the grammar rules. So this is the inductive. um, One of the disadvantages of inductive, that it's time consuming actually, right? But again, it's very interactive and communicative, and it helps the students to think and to communicate with you as a teacher, and students work collaboratively. So, and students will be alert and actively involved in class. So each approach, of course, has its own advantages and disadvantages, and it's you at the end who choose which approach is better for you. Okay, now let's move. These are the two main approaches in teaching grammar. Let's talk about the methods, right? The techniques that you use in class. First of all, we have PPP. What does PPP stand for? What does it stand for? Guys, can you write please in the chat box? What does PPP stand for? Any ideas? Hello? What's PPP stands for? No idea. I don't know. Presentation? Yes? Okay, so it stands for presentation, where the teacher introduces the topic, and then students practice the target language, and then the students produce. So they use the target language to make the sentences, or to make sentences of their own. So this is PPP. You start with presentation, you present your topic, the target language, and then you let the students practice the target language, and then you ask them to produce. Like you ask them, for example, to use to answer a worksheet or something like this. So this is the PPP. This is the PPP. The voice is lagging. Okay, guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. What about the TTT? Well, we have a lot of acronyms here. What about the TTT? Try to guess. One of the approaches again. Teacher time talking? No. It's one of the approaches of teaching, Miss Wale. It's not teacher time talking. What is TTT? Try to guess. Yes, Miss Omneya. Yes, thank you. Miss May. Test? Yes. Test? Yes, exactly. It's test, teach, test. So who can explain? Who can explain? Raise your hand, please, if you know, or if you work with test, teach, test. Who can explain? Not techniques, actually. It's test, teach, test. So raise your hand if you know. Raise your hand and tell me if you are using it in your class. It's test, teach, test. Yes, Miss Marwa. Okay. Can you unmute please and tell me what's test, teach, test? Yes, Miss Marwa. Miss Marwa Mubarak. I'm listening. Miss Marwa, you raised your hand. Yes, I'm listening. Yes, Miss Marwa, can you please unmute? Okay, Miss Asma Mustafa. Miss Asma Mustafa, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
In my opinion, I think give the students at first some examples as a test for them to know in which step or in which what they understand about this grammar or this rule. After that, I know which if they know this rule or no. After that, I began to teach them how to or taught them the rule itself. After that, give them some example to know if they understand or get my rules from me or no. This is my opinion. I don't know if it's the right or wrong.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Asma. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Miss Dalia. Miss Dalia, go ahead. Miss Dalia. Yes, Miss Dalia, tell me. Miss Dalia, I'm listening. Miss Dalia, you are raising your hand, right? Miss Dalia, you want to ask? Okay, Miss Hala. Miss Hala Salah. Miss Hala. Miss Hala, I'm listening. Guys, you have a problem in your mics?
Yes,
Miss
doctor.
Hala, you.
Yes.
Yes,
Can you hear
okay.
me?
Tell me.
I think
Yeah, yes, I can.
I think it depends on giving the pupils a test and observe their answers. After that, I'll give them a feedback about their answers. Finally, I give them another test to check up their answers and their understanding about what I have learned from the previous test.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the idea is not giving them a test actually, but the idea is giving them language in context. And you observe what the students know and what they don't know. So, for example, you can give them a picture of some clouds in the sky, and you write a sentence on board like it's going to rain. It's cloudy, it's going to rain. And you ask them, why did we use here it's going to rain? Why didn't we use it is, or sorry, it will rain, right? So you try to test their knowledge, right? So you give them language and context, and you observe, right? What do they know? What do they need to know? How you are going to scaffold them? How you are going to support them and enhance them? Then you try to teach the rule, right? And then you test them again. You give them practice again, and you test them again to make sure that they got it. Guys, you understand what's the TTT? Hello? Do you understand what's the TTT? Thumbs up, please. If you understand what is TTT, thumbs up. So, which one are you using in your class? Is it PPP or TTT? Which one are you using in your class? Which one? Can you type in the chat box, please? Which one? PPP, presentation? PPP. Okay. Again, it depends on many factors, right? It depends on many things like the student level, like the grade level you are teaching, the number of the students in class, the material you are teaching, the lesson itself exactly. So again, it depends. Some teachers actually, I'm gonna send you some articles about TTT and some lesson plans about TTT and some lesson plans using the PPP. Some teachers actually mix both approaches, right? So it's up to you as a teacher in class to see what's suitable and what's not suitable for you. Okay, we have TBL. Another acronym. You heard about TBL before? What's TBL? Any ideas? TBL, an approach for teaching. Any ideas? Team-based learning. Wow. How innovative you are, Miss Wale. Team-based learning. Okay, task. Miss Hala started. Yes, it's not a team. It's a task. Yes, it's task-based learning. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so it's task-based learning, right? Where you give your students a pre-task, right? You engage the students. Like, for example, what did you do in your summer holiday? And then students started to tell you what they did and how they enjoyed it and what happened and so on, right? So this is like a pre-task. Then you have like a task that you are going to explain, for example, past perfect, right? So you give them presentation and you give them another task, and finally you review or you check if they got the idea or not. Okay, so whatever approach, guys, you're using, whatever approach, whether it's PPP, TTT, task-based learning, whatever, as with many things in life, it ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it, right? And it's not, and if it's not fun, you are not doing it right. So guys, try to make your classes as funny and to have much fun with your students as possible. Even other students, even high school and middle school students, they need to have fun in class, right? But actually, our focus today, because I know that most of you and most of the schools, you used PPP or TTT or task-based learning. But today we're going to focus on a different approach that you may hear or you may not hear about it before. It's called PACE. Have you heard about PACE approach before? This is the focus of our session today. Have you heard about PACE? Raise my voice. Okay, Ms. Shayme, I will. Okay. So, have you heard about PACE? And what's PACE? No. Can you guess? Miss Wale, you are very good at guessing. Miss Wale, you are very good at guessing. Huh? It's something that has to do with teaching. So, PACE. P stands for what? My voice is lagging. Okay. I'll try. Wallahi. Okay. Practice. Okay. Practice and acting English. Okay, that's good. Maybe. Why not? Presentation. Okay, that's good again. Presentation. So the first P stands for presentation. That's good. Okay, so let's check. Actually, the PACE model, it focuses on teaching grammar as a concept. Teaching grammar as a concept. Playful. Thank you, Ms. Rania. Nice, nice idea. Playful. Okay. So it teaches grammar as a concept. This is the PACE model, right? But why? Why did I choose PACE? Why do I want you to use PACE in your classroom with your students? Why? There must be a reason, right, for using PACE in class. So you're going to watch a video of a teacher who decided to switch to PACE, right? So now watch the video and focus on his reasons. Why did he switch to PACE? Let's check.
What I started realizing, and what honestly a whole lot of other people in the foreign language business have started realizing, is that we need to change the way we teach. And we need to say that if communication is the goal of foreign language instruction, then it should also be the means of our instruction, meaning it should get the highest priority in our classes. And so I've been thinking of a lot of different ways to do this. And probably the most compelling thing for me is to find ways to begin to contextualize the learning experience for the students in the classroom. Now, especially if you're teaching overseas like I am in China, our students don't have access to as much authentic input as someone like an ESL student in America would have, simply because they're not constantly surrounded in an immersion-based situation. So we've really got to find a way to contextualize our classroom if they're going to have that authentic experience. And so one of the methodologies that's really helped me to begin to contextualize my class is to use something called the PACE model. This has some things in common with the present, practice, produce models, meaning that we're still going to take some time to explain grammar concepts, especially if they are confusing or unfamiliar to our students. And we're also going to give them a chance to really produce and to have a chance to extend and to build on the things that we've been learning in class. But where this model really stands out as different in my mind is instead of beginning with present, where we present some grammar concept or we present some vocabulary or some skill set like that, this model, the PACE model, begins with present, is in presenting an authentic text.
Okay, so let's check. Why did he decide to switch to PACE model? Why? What makes it outstanding? Yes, what? Deals with authentic text? Yes. Thank you, Ms. Ansar. What else? What do you mean by authentic text, guys? What do we mean by authentic text? Authentic text. What do you mean? Make it familiar for the students? Yes. What else? Contextualize his class. Perfect, Ms. Heba. Thank you. Makes it real. Yes. So this is authentic. Yes. To give the students an authentic text or experience. Yes. Because they don't deal with English, so he used it to involve them in situations. So again, he wants to make his class or to contextualize his class, as Ms. Heba said. Perfect. Produces and understand. Yes. Okay. So what makes this this model different from other models? That it helps the students to contextualize the language. It helps the students to use, right? And this makes the students more engaged in class. So this model actually, as we said, it's a model for contextualizing lessons with learners about language in the form of a culture story or any other interesting text. So this model is mainly a story approach. It's a story-based approach where the teacher creates learning situation in which the student sees how grammar can be used, and the learners understand how grammar will enable them to become meaning makers. So it's a kind of like a dialogue between the teacher and the student. The teacher is not going to explain everything. Both teachers and students are going to work together. They are collaborating together to reach the meaning, right? So PACE is a story-based approach to grammar teaching that focuses on forms of the grammar structure only after having focus on the meaning. As we said, narrate and co-construct grammar explanation after reading. So you have to give your students authentic texts, like for example stories, poems, listening, things to become or grammar in context, but without we are going to, we are just right, and then or strong or whatever, and then we should discuss and then tell the students what we are doing. So here, this model invites the learner to comprehend and experience the meaning and function of grammar through coherently organized text, and again, without telling them. So here we are explaining the grammar without, or we are teaching grammar without teaching grammar. We are teaching teaching only text. My voice is lagging. Guys, can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now? Is it better now? Okay. So my question is, in this model, teachers can use stories only. Is it only stories that we can use to teach grammar in this model? Is it only stories? No, false. False, exactly. As we said, we can use songs, we can use recipes, we can use videos, we can use cartoons, we can use comics, we can use advertisement, we can use anything to teach students, right? So as we said, we can use different authentic text, not only stories, but there's even like a science experiment. You can teach them using different methods or authentic text, as we said. But why stories? Today we're gonna focus on stories. Why stories? Why do you think stories is really interesting for these students? Why we're going to focus today? We're gonna focus on teaching or using the PACE model using stories. Why do you think stories are important for this? Why? Guys, can you hear me? Hello? Guys, can you hear me? Attractive? More fun? Yes, attractive, more fun. Grab their attention? Yes. So, as you said, it has to do with attraction, grabbing their attention, right? And actually, storytelling or stories naturally create meaning, context, relevance, and empathy. And these four characteristics instill motivation and enthusiasm for learning or for teaching students grammar or whatever. Okay. The power of storytelling is found in its potential to create an integrated and educated mind, one that's both logical and imaginative. I think Miss Rania is here. Miss Rania. Miss Rania, are you here? Miss Rania, can you hear me? Miss Rania? She left? I think she was here. Okay. So because I know that Miss Rania, she has a positive actually opinion about that. Okay, so we'll start by teaching a story, by using a story. So what's PACE? It's a four-step or four-stage model: presentation, attention, co-construction, and extension. So guys, I'm not going to explain what's presentation, what's attention. Let me start by my voice again, Shayma. Guys, can you hear me? My voice again? Guys, can you hear me, please? Can you tell me in the chat box? Can you hear me or it's only lagging? Saida, Saida, the only one who's saying yes. Saida Dalia, it's not clear. So please, when it's not clear, just tell me. Now, is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So guys, I'm not going to explain. I'm going to tell you the story, and then we are going to figure out together the parts of the model. What's presentation? What's attention? What's co-construction? And what's extension? Right? So can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Yes. Guys, please pay attention because you are going to use the same Jamboard for creating a story yourselves. So please pay attention. It's easy and you can use it easily. It's simply, you can just use here some, I'll just explain at the end how to use the Jamboard, but you're going to use it in class to create the short story. So the short story's title is The Man and the Chest. The Man and the Chest, right? So let me start by asking you, The Man and the Chest, the title. What do you predict? What can you predict about the story? The Man and the Chest, and the photo here. Treasure. What else? So try to predict what the story is about. Treasure. Okay. What else? Other than treasure. A man found a chest and he was digging a hole in the desert. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Islam. Challenging journey. Hidden treasure. Okay. So can you please answer in the chat box? Do you like to solve mysteries? Do you like to solve mysteries? Yes, yes, yes. That's good. Have you ever owned, or maybe one of your family or whatever? Have you ever got such a chest before, or wooden box before? Maybe you, maybe you're one of your family. Have you ever owned such a chest before? No. No. Maybe one of your family? No. None. Okay, that's good. So then my next question is, do you enjoy being alone? Do you enjoy being alone? No. Yes, Miss Wale. Of course. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Why? Why do you enjoy being alone? Why? Those who said yes, why? Why do you enjoy being alone? Why? Why? No reason? Read books, okay. Relax, yes. Inner peace, okay. Away from noisy world, okay. And do you like to face challenges? Do you like to face challenges? Yes. Wow, we have a lot of yeses here. Okay. Do you like to face challenges? Okay. What is the biggest challenge that you faced? What is the biggest challenge that you faced? But alone also? Okay. Okay, Ms. Shayma. So tell me about the biggest challenge that you faced before. What's your biggest challenge you faced? You said yes, we like to face challenges. What's the big challenge? Working under pressure with better quality. Okay. What else? The biggest challenge. To be a good teacher. Okay. That's good. It relates, Miss Amani, to our session or to the course. Travel and live far away from my family. Miss Omnia. Change my son's bad behavior. Continue in my diet. Oh, this is your biggest challenge. Okay, this is the same as Miss Omnia. Okay, and are you a curious person? Working with idiots who think they are always right. Wow, Miss Shayma, it seems that you suffered. Okay, so now guys, let me move to the next question. Are you a curious person? Yes or no? No. No. So do you believe in the proverb or saying curiosity kills the cat? Do you believe in this saying or proverb, curiosity kills the cat. Do you believe in it? Yes or no? Sometimes. Who can tell us about a situation in which you said curiosity kills the cat? Hmm. Can you remember any situation about this? Yes or no? Any situation about this? No? It depends. Okay. So now let's start reading our story. Or to be accurate, let's start listening to our story. Can you hear me well now? Is my voice clear? I'm going to... Guys, is my voice clear, please? Can someone confirm in the chat box? Is my voice clear? Okay. So let me start. Can you hear the music? Guys, can you hear the music? Yes. So usually, yes, you can play some music when you are narrating a story. The Man and the Chest. The Man and the Chest. Once upon a time there was a man who lived in a faraway country. He had a normal life. He was a very lonely man. So he would wake up every day, go to work, read a book, watch a video, finally go to bed. Same day by day. He had no friends or relatives. And remember, it's a true story. It's a true story. So one day, our man got a notice from the post office. So he went to the post office. The sender was anonymous. It was something exciting for him and his routine life. But he didn't know what to do. He got a wooden chest, but it was locked. It was locked. Remember, it's a true story, right? So the sender was anonymous and the chest was locked. So my question is, what would you do if you received this box? Sorry to interrupt your flow of thoughts. Can you answer in the chat box? What would you do if you received this box? Can you answer in a full sentence, please? What would you do if you received the box? A full sentence, please. It will open it. Okay. I will open it. Full sentence, guys. I will try to open it. Okay. Try to open it. So all of you are going to open it. Try to open it. So I asked you, by the way, are you curious? And you said, no, we are not. But now it seemed that you are, right? So it seemed that you are. Okay. The next question. How would you feel if you were the man? The next question. How would you feel if you were the man? How would you feel if you were the man? Curious? Excited? Full sentence, please. Full sentence, please. I would be excited. I would be curious. I would feel excited. What else? What about the others? Guys, how would you feel if you were the man? I will be astonished. I will be curious. I would feel curious, amazed, and excited. Okay, okay. Now let's continue. Our man felt excited and curious. So the man took the wooden chest home. He didn't know what to do with it. If he opened it, he would find money and would be rich. If he took it to the police station, it would be dangerous for him. He thought of throwing it away because he didn't know what to do with it. Now, a week went by, a month went by, but he still didn't open the box. Then after 1 year, and exactly on the same day, the man received or got a second notice from the post office. And exactly on the same day, as we said, and remember, it's a true story. So he went to the post office. Again, handshaking. This time, the wooden box was smaller, but it wasn't locked. And inside the box, there was the key. So what would you do if you got the key? Can you please answer in the chat box? What would you do if you got the key? If you got the key? Is this his birthday? No. But can you please answer, Miss Wale? I would open the chest. I will use it to open the box. I will try to open the previous box. Okay. Gold key. Wait, no, can you please answer in full sentences? I would open the first one. Yes, ma'am. This is the key for the first one. Yes. But actually, our man took the key and he was hesitant. He said, well, I want to know what is inside the box after all that long time. But then he said, no, I will not going to open it. I'll open it tomorrow. I'm really stressed. What do you think was inside the box? Guys, what do you think was inside the box? Gold, message, what else? Coins, letter, what else? Imagination, a letter, a ring. Okay. And why wouldn't the man open the box? Why wouldn't the man open the box? Why wouldn't he open the box? Why? He was afraid. Maybe he is afraid. So who can complete? If he opened the box, what would have happened for him? If he opened the box, what would happen? Who can complete? Please, full sentence. Die. Full sentence, please. Yes, he would die. What else? Okay. So we continue actually discussion with the students about what happened, he would be happy. And do you believe that this is a real situation? And then why we are using why we are using if here. So the next thing, you can show your students the text, right? But you should show them the grammar topic or the grammar point, you see, like red coded or highlighted. And then you try to ask them, okay, is this a real situation? Is it imaginary situation? Okay, what do you notice here? What do you notice about if here? What verb would follow if here? So you can send your students to the breakout rooms and let them discuss together. Well, by the way, many of you here, with all respect to you, but many of you actually answered incorrectly. Did I, as a teacher, tell anyone, no, you are incorrect? Did I tell you, no, you are incorrect? No, this is not the correct form of the verb. Did I say so? No. Right? I actually accept all the answers. I didn't say anything. But now I showed. Now I'm going to show you the text as a students, and I will ask you to go to the breakout rooms and try to figure out, try to notice here, what or how can you form the structure, and what is the relation between the meaning and the structure. Right? So now students can answer for themselves. And then when they come back, you try to negotiate, you try to talk with them, you try to ask them some questions to help them identify the form and the meaning, and why we use where, and why we use past tense, and why we use would here, and what does it mean. Can we use well? No. Why and why not? So we start a kind of a dialogue between you and the students. So as I'm telling you, you and your students are collaborating together to reach the rule or the form of the grammar topic you are dealing with. Then we're going to have a kind of activity. Maybe I'll show it to you after I explain in detail that topic, the model. So do you like the model before going into detail and talking about its components or parts? Do you like this model? Do you like to teach using this model? Yes or no? Amazing. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Why? Why do you like it? Why? Interactive? Yes. Okay. Now what about the students? Are they going to, or you as a teacher, are you going to tell them the rules right from the beginning? No. Natural and not stressful. Yes. By the way, this model or this lesson may take like 2 sessions to finish, right? So maybe you have to make some adaptation according to your curriculum and so on. So yes, it helps the student, not force actually, but it helps the students to think, to be creative, try to relate things together, right? And then the activities that will follow it will be totally different. You are not going to give them a worksheet and tell them you are going to answer them. You are rewrite the following sentences using if. No. We're not going to do this. We're going to give them some activities, right? I'm going to show you some of the activities that you can do with your students like this. Just a minute. Can I just I'll share my screen again. Can you see my screen, guys? The activities that you can give to your students, like role playing, like dramatization, like thinking of solutions out of the box. So this is one of the activities that you can do with your students. Guys, can you see my screen? Can you please confirm in the chat box? Can you see my screen? Okay. So what kind of boss would you be? You try to motivate the students to choose which of the following management code would be. which of the following management code would be. So students try to think together, and you try to discuss with them why and how, what kind of boss would you be, and what happened. Of course, as we said, this is imaginary situations, so students are going to imagine things, right? If you were a boss, how would you be your team like? And then you start this, students are going to discuss together, and then they are going to discuss with you the idea, like using think, parent, share, or using any group activities to do with your students. So you're going to do something different. You can like have like role playing with your students. I am the boss, you're one of the employees. Okay, now let's talk, right? So guys, it's not about giving them worksheets, and it's not about giving them tasks to do, just these monotonous tasks, and the tasks that they actually hate to do them. Try to think out of the box as a teacher, right? So let's go back again to our presentation. Just I want to give you a quick hint, because I want you to go to the breakout rooms to start your task. So let's go back again. Sorry, stop sharing. Guys, can you see my screen? Hello? Guys, can you see my screen? Yes? No? Okay, let's go to the model, the PACE model. So as we said, PACE, P stands for presentation, A stands for, who can remember? Attention. C stands for co-construction, and E stands for extension. So presentation, as you see, you present your topic, right? And your topic should include the grammar topic that you're going to show to your students, and it's in context, as we said, and it's embedded. Well, your story, you don't have, like, if you are teaching them a story, or the grammar topic is about if, you don't have to put if in each sentence. Of course, it's not natural. No, actually, you cannot find a story like this in real life. Structure should repeat enough times. Participation should be scaffolded, and it should also provide opportunities for students, teacher to negotiate meaning together. So, can you write your own stories? Guys, can you write your own stories? Of course, there are many sites for stories, but can you write your own stories? Yes, I did. I wrote my own story, right? So why don't you write your own story? Why don't you start by, because you know what the students like and what the students don't like. So yes, you can write your own story. Why not? Right? So because the goal here is for this resource to be comprehensible to the learner. So it's okay to write your own story, as I did actually. But the most important thing, that the grammar will be there but not obvious. The challenge that you have to find stories that actually go with the level of your students. Sometimes you need to make some modifications. So I'm going to give you some resources for stories. One of the sites is called Story Online. I'm going to show it to you here. This site is very, very beneficial and useful. You'll find a lot of ready-made stories, right, like this. And actually, you will find the PDF of the story and a lot of activities with the story and the strategies, how you teach the story, and you can adapt it the way you like. So this actually site is very useful. Another site is called Storybird, where you can find again some stories. You can make your own story from the scratch, and here is a site called Scratch. I'll send you the presentation with all these resources. So Scratch, you can make your own story from the scratch. We have also Storyboard, where you can create comics and stories. So you have also Little Critter, which is a very interesting and amazing site for stories. So all these sources you can make use of to get your stories. And we have this site Twinkle. Twinkle is here is Twinkle. It's a very useful and resourceful actually site for everything, actually for young learners. You can find stories, you can find PowerPoint, you can find different PowerPoints, and you can find different things. But actually, it's paid, but it's not that expensive, because I know some students actually some teachers who got the paid account. I think it's 42 Egyptian pounds. So it's not expensive. So you can use these Twinkle actually, and I'm going to send you one of the stories with all the resources. I'll put them in Google Classroom, so you can make use of these stories again. So all these are useful resources. You can make use of them. We have some other resources. I'm going to send them all to you, like 10 pictures books to teach grammar. So I'm going to send you all these resources to find your own story. And as we said, did I start with reading the story? How did I start my own story in the presentation? How did I start my own story? Did I start by telling them the story? How did I start? Guys, how did I start? How? Questions? Yes. Telling the title or predicting, yes, something about the title. Discussion, yes, exactly. So you can again use photos. You don't have exactly photos or pictures. You don't have to start with the story. And again, you can ask some personalized questions. You can pre-teach vocab, right, if it's difficult. I'm going to send you some lesson plans for some stories using the pace. You can give your students cards of the new vocabulary, and when you reach, or when they hear the vocabulary, they raise their cards, right? So this is a way of introducing or pre-teach vocabulary before starting your story. Then the attention. This is where we want learners to put aside comprehension. This is the second phase, and start looking at the grammar. This shouldn't have been obvious for them. So I started, asking them why. Okay, what would you do if you were the man? What would happen if, right? So now this is the attention part. This is the attention part, right? And then I asked it. I showed the students. The text itself, right? And it was color coded. It was color coded. Do you notice this, right? Because if you showed them the whole story, and you ask them, what do you notice? What do you notice? They are going to tell you, notice what? About what? What do you mean? What do you want? So you have to ask them some specific questions to guide their exploration. What do you notice in common with these words, right? So this is which stage? Which stage are we talking about? Is it presentation or attention now? Which stage are we in? Guys, which stage? Is it presentation? Still attention. Yes, it's attention. Yes, we are in the attention phase. So I can show my students a story like this. And what can you notice about this story? Can I show them a story like this? Guys, can I show them a story like this? Hello? Can I show them a story like this? Can I show my students a whole story and I ask them, what do you notice? No. So you have to cut your stories into parts. You have to cut your stories into parts, right? So you have to ask them, you have to give them some parts, and as we said, you have to like what, color code or highlight the parts that you want to talk about, right? So this is the attention. So what made this part different? Because it's color coding, separate colors, breaking the text into sections, and then things will be easy for you students. Then we reach to the third stage, which is co-construction, right? After you drew their attention to the grammar point, now it's time to figure out what that grammar point is and how it's formed. So now we focus on form. Right? And you let the students reflect and ask them their question, right? But don't tell them no, this is not correct. No, let them answer, and try to ask others who know the correct answer to correct, like peer correction. They correct each other, right? So you don't jump to explaining the rules. Let them be wrong. Yes, I know that I know that my student's wrong, but try to redirect them. Try to ask other students, right, to direct them. And as we said, try to ask some questions like, what do you think this form of the word is? Why did we use would? Why not will? Why do we use the main verb here? Why do we use the auxiliary here? So it depends on your grammar. It depends on your grammar topic. What do you think we use this tense? Why this is future? Why this is present? Right? So what you are doing is asking the students to show what they noticed, right? Asking probing questions. But what you are not doing, saying whether their ideas are right or wrong, explaining the grammar concept, just yet. No, you are going to do this. The extension part, you have presented the grammar, drawing their attention. Now it's constructed. It's time to use it. You have a lot of activities, as I told you: debates, presentation, dramatization, role playing, like whatever activity that will help the students to use the grammar, right? And it should allow the students for what? Creation and self-expression. Okay, so now it's time for you to go to your breakout rooms, right? And your task, actually, you will be divided into groups. You will have like 10 minutes, not 15 actually, 10 minutes. What's your task? Create your own story, right? And includes the grammar topic. Just very simple story, guys, right? And you can use pictures. You can draw. So I send you the link in the chat box. This is the link to the Jamboard, and please use the link. And it depends on the number of your rooms. So I'm gonna show you again. Yes, here we are. Here is the Jamboard I'm talking about, and you have your room 1, 2, 3, depends on your room. So you are going to work in groups, and it depends on your room. You can it's easy. You can write a sticky note from here. Can you see my screen, guys? Can you see my screen? Hello, can you see my screen? Yes or no? Okay, so you can use if you have a photo or an image in your computer, you can download it here. You can use sticky notes. You can write. Here is it. You can write a text box, whatever you want to write here. You can use a shape. You can draw with the pen, whatever you want. Very simple story with a grammar topic, right? So I'm gonna send you the link. Are you ready? Tell me in the chat box. Are you ready to write your own stories? I'll send you the link first, then I'm gonna divide you into breakout rooms. Are you ready? Yes, that's good. Okay. I think you wrote a story yesterday, or you have some whatever topic, Miss Shemay. Try to invent a story that has any topic. It's optional, yes. You see, I'm democratic. Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna send you the link right now in the chat box. I'll be visiting your rooms to make sure that everything is okay with you. So, how many minutes are going to stay in your breakout rooms? Guys, how many minutes? 10 minutes. Okay. Are you going to test on the internet, or you are going to write your own story? Are you going to write your own story? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Are you going to choose vocabulary or grammar topic to focus on? Is it vocabulary or grammar topic that you're going to focus on? Grammar, 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 grammar. Okay. So, and after you finish, right, you're going to complete this task, of course, at home. You're going to follow the same steps. Okay. So we're gonna start with the presentation, and we're gonna you're gonna follow with the others. Okay. How many of us are here? How many rooms do we need? 5. 5 rooms, I think, or 6. I think 5. Yes, 5 is okay. So please, guys, you are going to please pay attention to the number of your room, because you are going to work in the slide that has your the number of your room. Okay, so you have to notice the number of your room, please. Miss Jihan, please. Miss Jihan, Jihan, are you here?
Yes, Dr. Heba?
Can you? Yes, please, Miss Jihan. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it worked. I'm sorry, but it was not working. The breakout rooms. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, is it working now?
It worked. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't know why.
Is there a problem? I can divide it from
No,
here?
no, no, no. It's okay. It's working.
Okay.
So now, please notice the number of your room, right? Okay. So go to your rooms, please. Accept the invitations and go to your room.
هو حضرتك دكتورة هبة؟ استنى.
في التطبيق.
ما هي المشكلة مش في كده يا أستاذة هلا، المشكلة إن إحنا أساسا مش عارفين نكتب، هي المشكلة في كده.
ما هو احنا حتى لو كتبنا في الستيكي نوت دي مش هيظهر لينا كلنا.
أها.
لا
هو
هيظهر
هيبان عند
عندنا بس.
وهيبان عند الدكتور هبة بس، لكن مش هيبان عندنا إحنا.
دلوقتي.
And the dolphins, what? Dolphins swam.
Wow.
Only describing.
Okay, swam.
And
Yes.
of course, you will write it's past simple or simple past in one sticky note.
I think now in the story Dr. Told us, She didn't mention the
don't write the
yes,
rule.
F or the second conditional or. Okay, any other sentences about that one? How did we go there? How did we go there to this?
وانا ما وصلتش. ستيكي نوت هي اللي ظهرت عندي. كاميرا، درايف كونتنت، ايمج library.
احنا مفترض مثلا نحط على على الهاي بوينت على الاي، على اللي اخره مثلا اي دي، verbs اللي فيها اي دي.
ايوه.
طيب تمام. The jungle, she.
Miss Shayma, Mr. Islam and Miss Zainab, why are you here? Why don't you join the rooms? Hello, guys. Now we are back. So let's start checking what you wrote, the grammar topic that you selected. Yes. Hello, guys. Let's start by room 1. In room 1 we have Miss Amal, Miss Hala, Miss Saida, Miss Salma, and Miss Shayma Zaki. Right? So room 1. Are you done? Okay. Can you share your screen? If you wrote something, can you share your screen? Yes or no? No? Okay. Can you tell us please? Okay. Can you tell us please the story? Choose one of you to tell us the story that you wrote and what grammar topic. So don't tell me the grammar topic. We will try to guess. Okay, yes, Miss Shayma. Yes, Miss Shayma, Miss Saida, who's going to tell us the story? Guys, hello.
Okay,
Room
just a
1.
minute. You can share the same screen of Jamboard and just move through the rooms.
But room 1 didn't actually didn't write. This is your screen, Ms. Jihan. This is
No,
Mr.
no,
Islam.
this is not. Yes, this is room 5.
Mr. Islam, Mr. Islam, which room are you in? Mr. Islam. Okay, you can share. So room 1, please. I need someone to tell us the story. Okay,
We
let's move
have
to room 2.
Mr. Amal, sorry, Mrs.
Mr.
Amal, Miss Hala, Mrs. Saida, Miss Salma,
I told
Miss
them,
Shaima.
man, I told them,
Any one of
no
them.
one, anyone, please, man. I asked
Okay, Miss
them.
Saida. Miss Saida said she's ready.
Okay, Miss Saida,
We
go
can
on.
open the mics. Okay, Miss Saida, could you please raise your hand?
Miss Saida, are you ready?
Okay, unmute,
Mic?
Miss Saida. تفضلي.
The mic? Okay. Mhm.
The mic,
I'm
the
sorry.
mic.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Never mind. Okay, we
Okay.
couldn't write on Jamboard, but we write it in a blank. Okay. Here is the story. We used the past simple. Here is the story. Once upon a time, there was a pretty girl called Katie. She lived in a small house in the jungle. One day she went out as usual. Suddenly she met a big bear appeared in front of her. She was scared. Then she tried to hide out, but the bear saw her. Unfortunately, the bear started to attack her. Then she heard her dad's voice calling her, "Get up, my little girl. It's time for breakfast." I have finished. It was a dream.
It was a dream. So,
Yes,
guys, who
okay.
can guess the grammar topic? Who can guess the grammar topic they use in the story? Who can guess? Right? Please type in the chat box. Who can guess the grammar topic? Past simple. Past simple. Okay. Past simple. Okay. Is this okay? Is this correct, Miss Saida? You use the past simple?
Yes, yes, I use past simple.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're
Now,
welcome.
let's move to room number 2. Room number 2. We have Miss Asma, Miss Dalia, Miss Intisar, Mrs. Jihan, and Miss Omnia. So, go ahead. This is room number 2. Okay, but you didn't write anything here, right? In room number 2 again. No, number 2. Wow. Okay.
Oh, we
So
wrote.
who is
We
your
wrote.
yes, I
We
saw it.
wrote.
I'm sorry. Now you wrote a lot. Okay. Now who's going to narrate the story?
Okay.
Raise hands, please, Miss Jihan. Is it you? Is
Yes,
it you?
I need one of my colleagues in the room, Mrs. Asma, Mrs. Dalia. Yes, Miss Dalia, I'm gonna unmute you. You can say the story or tell it. Yes, Miss Dalia, تفضلي.
Okay, as a trip yesterday, my family.
Would you like some music? Miss Dalia, would you like some music? Or
It's okay, no problem, doctor.
if you like music, just tell me. I have a long playlist. I'm gonna share them with you again. Okay.
Yesterday, I went to the zoo with my family. We went there by car, and we saw plenty of animals. The monkeys jumped, the birds sang, and the dolphins swam, and it was a nice day. That's it.
Okay, guys, and who can guess? Okay, so guys, please, in your task, you are going to use the Jamboard. So please use the sticky note as Group 2 did, right? And write the events of your story. And you can change the colors, by the way, of the sticky notes. You can make it pink or whatever. So again, who can guess? Thank you so much. Who can guess who can guess the grammar point or the grammar topic? It's past simple again. Okay. So, Mrs. Jahan, can you tell me which parts of your story you are going to highlight or color code for your students? How to use the sticky notes? Okay, Miss Dalia, just click on it and start writing like this. That's it. Yes, Miss Jihan. Which part
Yes.
of the story? Which part of the story are you going to highlight or color code for your students to try to notice the difference or the grammar topic that you're
Of
doing?
course, the verbs itself.
The verbs. Okay. And did you use different?
And also the high frequency words like yesterday.
The keywords.
So on.
The
Yes, the
keywords.
keywords.
Yes, the keywords. Okay. Are you going to highlight subjects? Do you think we are supposed to highlight subjects? I don't think so. Yes, no, because there is actually no subject verb agreement in past tense.
No, because
so,
in the past
no
it's not. Yes, no, because in the past.
So don't highlight. Yes. So the thing is, don't highlight each and every word in the story, right? You have to highlight only or color code only the most important grammar topics for you. Thank you so much, Ms. Diane, and thank you for your group. Now let's move to group number 3, room 3. Who's ready in room number 3? Actually, you didn't use the Jamboard here. Room number 3, no. Okay. So room number 3, we have Miss Marwa, Miss Wala, Miss May. Yes. Who's going to tell the story? Room number 3. Mike? Okay. Just a minute. Yes. Yes, you can use it. Miss Marwa? Miss Marwa? Miss Marwa, I allowed you to unmute yourself. Yes, Miss Marwa.
Okay, now it's okay. I can share my screen.
Thank you. Yes,
okay.
Please.
Actually, I didn't write sticky notes, but I wrote all the short story in one sticky. Okay.
One sticky note.
Yeah.
Okay, but please,
yeah.
in your task, don't do this. Try to use different sticky notes to make it more
I
catchy.
promise you the next time I will use the sticky notes. Okay. Okay. Once upon a time, I went to the park with my friends. It was a fantastic day because there were a lot of imaginable sceneries, such as a fountain in the middle of entrance and a lot of bushes on each side with the colorful flowers. We really enjoyed every detail there. The food was mouth-watering and the food was and the view was captivating. That's all.
That's all. Okay, thank you. And again, you are using the past tense, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, Ms. Marwa, can you tell me how are you going to start your story? I mean, how are you going to start the presentation phase or the presentation stage in PACE model? How are you going to start it?
By using...
Are you going to tell the story? Right, are you going to tell the story?
Yeah, this story happened in the past.
No. In the presentation stage,
yeah.
My question is, are you going to start your presentation stage by telling the story, or are there some pre-activities or pre-tasks that you have to do before this?
Yeah, I can use something like asking some questions about some personal question to students
You can
about.
also pre-teach.
Yeah.
You
can also pre-teach vocabulary. You can also pre-teach
Yeah, that's
vocabulary,
right.
right? For the
No,
students,
not all
you have some
vocabulary, but
special,
the most difficult
you know,
one.
the
Yeah,
difficult,
yeah,
yes, the most
yeah.
difficult one. Okay, thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Yes, thank you. Okay, group number. Let's move to group number 4. Group number 4. Yes, who's ready? Miss Amani, Miss Asma, Miss Dua, Miss Hiba. Group number 4, who's ready? Miss Amani, Miss Asma, Miss Dua, Miss Hiba. Okay. Well, that's nice. Wow.
Okay.
It's a complete story. Miss Hiba, this is really amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes.
You're most welcome. Thank you. Okay, the clever girl. Once upon a time, there was a pretty girl. She was living in a small town.
So you need music, right? Would you like me to play
Uh,
music?
it's okay.
Okay.
One day, she went a trip to a big city with her father, visiting the big museum. She stopped to look at the big statue. Then she didn't follow her father. After a while, she looked around and she didn't find him. The pretty girl was very afraid. After that, she got a clever idea to go to the control room and called her father in the microphone. Finally, her father found her in the control room. She is intelligent girl to find the perfect way to help herself. That's it.
Wow, Miss Heba, thank you so much.
You're most
It's
welcome. Thank you.
it's really amazing and awesome. Thank you so much. So, Miss
Yeah,
Heba,
thank
can
you.
you tell me how are you going to start your presentation?
I can present a photo of a girl and ask the students, what do you think this girl is clever, or what is the story of this girl? So they will say, this is a small girl, maybe she is afraid or she is happy or something like that. After that, I'll tell them the title of the story, and I'll ask them to predict what we will say, and what is the story of this girl.
Okay, and what grammar or what words are you going to highlight or for your students
The
to
past
help them?
simple tense, and also I used in some tenses the past continuous tense,
Past
past
continuous. So
simple
you're
and
going
past
to show them.
continuous. Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, in which stage are the students going to reflect, to talk about what the rule? Which stage? Is it the presentation or attention or co-construction or the extension?
To talk about the story, or
No,
to
the
I
rule,
didn't get
the
one.
grammar rule. إحنا the idea that
Yeah,
we are all doing, or what we are all doing
yeah,
here is
I
to help them to understand grammar, right? Story is
yeah,
part of, right? Story is part of,
yeah.
but they have to know the story, of course, and the events and everything. So, at which part of the PACE model the students are going to reflect and talk about the form and talk about the meaning? Huh? At which stage? Is it the attention stage or
The
the
attention, yeah,
co-construction?
the attention stage, yeah.
Is it form only attention stage
Um,
or form and meaning?
attention and
In the attention stage, we focus
they will
on,
talk in the presentation also. After that, they will talk in the
no, but
attention stage.
yes, but in the presentation, we are not discussing grammar at all. We are not discussing grammar. We are only discussing the story, the events, the plot, what's happening here, what's happening there, the
Yeah,
vocab and everything. So this is the presentation stage. We are not referring to grammar at all,
yeah,
right?
okay, I
And then
get
in
your
the
point.
attention, you are going to show them the story, right, with highlighted parts, and you ask them, what do you notice here? Why? What happened? Right? You say, why did we use the past tense here? Why didn't we
Yeah,
say plays. Why did we say played? You see, so here, and this is the attention part. In the co-construction, you and them, and you leave them alone to discover the rule. This
Yeah.
is in the attention, and then in the co-construction, you negotiate with them what's happening, right? Why did you choose this? Why did you choose that? Right? But
Okay.
can we
And
can we tell them
extension.
no? What you are saying is incorrect.
Yeah.
No, actually, Miss Hiba, don't tell them
Sorry.
no.
No,
Don't tell
I'll
them
not.
no.
Yeah, I'll not tell
Yes,
them
don't
that.
tell them.
I let them to
Yes,
talk
all
about
the time.
themselves. Yeah, freely.
Yes, try to support them. Try to help them to discover the rule by themselves. If they cannot, at the end, you can do it. But first of all, ask other students ask students to help each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Can you stop
Thank you.
sharing, please? Thank you.
Okay.
So, guys, this is I told you that someone is raising hand, or it was by mistake. Okay, Miss Dalia, are you raising your hand? You want to ask something, Miss Dalia? No. Okay. So the last part, as I told you, that you have to give them activities, as we said, right? So, for example, here the activity that you are supposed to to do with you, imagine that you created a political party and gave it a name. Tell the class what you would do if you were elected, to ask from the following to discuss. So here the students are going to do what? This is the extension phase. What are they going to do in this stage or phase of the PACE model? Guys, here in this part, in the extension here, are they going to use the grammar topic that they learned? Yes, they are going to learn grammar in what? Grammar in what? Grammar in context, for communication, right? Here we are contextualizing grammar. Right? So after we are done with this model and the steps and the techniques and the tips, I'm gonna send the presentation. I'm gonna send you all the resources, the stories, the lesson plans. I'm gonna send you some lesson plans to help you again know how this model goes on, and how you can apply it in your classes. I'm gonna send you all the resources, right? But tell me about your, let's say, your reflection about this model. Tell me about your reflection about this model. What do you think about this model? Do you like it? You don't like it? Hello, Mr. Islam. You are back. No problem. Would you like to share your screen? We are still here. Would you like to share your screen? Yeah, sure, Mr. Islam. We are still here. Okay. We are still here. We can listen. We can, no problem. Yes. Would you like to share your screen, Mr. Islam? Okay. Go ahead and share your screen. I stopped sharing. Share your screen. Guys, I'm sorry. I know that I kept you late. It's 9:53, but just we're gonna listen to Mr. Islam. Then we're gonna leave. Okay, Mr. Islam. Mr. Islam, can you tell us your story? Wow. You cannot mute. You can unmute yourself, Mr. Islam. Mr. Islam, can you? Do you have a problem in your mic? You are having a wedding party here. Uh, okay. So I can see that you have you have, but I don't know what's your story. What is it about? I cannot judge actually. But anyway, thanks a lot for your effort. No problem. You can do the task, and then we can check. So yes, thank you so much. So guys, we were yes, I was talking about the model. So you told me you like the model, the pace model. Yes. Are you going to use it in your classes? Okay, that's good. We will try different. We will try, inshallah, in the coming sessions. We are going to try different and innovative ways of introducing grammar to your students. Um, it's about using, Miss Hela. Well, you have to know the steps well before starting. That's why if you do your task, I'm gonna give you a task, of course. If you do your task, Mr. Islam, can you please stop sharing? If you do your task, you will find your task in your Google Classroom. You will be asked to do a lesson plan using a story and doing the 4 steps presentation. You don't have to do a lot of exercises, a lot of activities, just one activity to tell me how you are going to use the model, because if you have a problem I can help you, right? And I'm gonna send you all the resources. As I said, I'll put it on Google Classroom, so you can join Google Classroom and you will find it there. You will find all the material there. So at the end of the session, I'd like to thank you so much for being here, for being late, and tell me one thing you learned from today's session. One thing you learned. The link of Jamboard. Okay. Most welcome, Miss Hela. But just tell me one thing you learned. What did you learn? The PACE model. This is the thing that you liked. Okay. Inductive and deductive. Okay, Miss Saida. Okay. What else? It's only PACE model and deductive and inductive? What about the PPP and TTT and all these acronyms? Different strategies. Okay. TTT. That's good. Story model. The PPP. Okay. The PACE model. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the session. I do enjoy actually being with you. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you benefited, or maybe I'm sorry because of the internet connection and whatever, but we are trying our best to live, but you know that we are in Egypt. Okay, so see you inshallah. Thank you so much, Ms. Shaimea. I really enjoyed.